This is Priscilla with Scylla Travel coming at you live on a Saturday evening. How's it going? I help you live the dream through travel. I own a travel agency in the Charleston, South Carolina area where I do personalized experiential travel, and in travel design, I even do groups. So let me just do a little bit of housekeeping. Let me make sure that I am actually live. Let me check my phone. I do this every week. Every week I do this to see if I'm live on my phone. Because like I said, and I say every week, I'm a one-woman show. So I have to make sure that I'm actually streaming live. So let's see. Yep. And I am. So if you're live, please do hashtag live if you would like to comment, and hashtag replay if you're in the replay audience. Remember now, I'm using a streaming service called StreamYard. So there's a little link if you're in the Facebook group, or if you're on my Facebook page, you can see that there is a little link saying grant StreamYard permission to use your profile. So that's if you want to make a comment, and that way I'll be able to see your name and see who you are. So can everybody hear me? Let me go to the comments over here. Can everybody hear me? Okay, I guess I'm not hearing anybody complaining, so I guess everyone can hear me. All right, so today's topic is about the Ashanti Kingdom. As you know, or maybe you don't know, we're going on a trip to Ghana next Thanksgiving. That is the plan. Things are looking much better right now. We've had some positive changes. We've seen a lot of talk about the vaccine. There's a lot of things happening right now. Hopefully in the United States of America, we can sort of get settled and sort of move forward. So 12 months from now, we can take trips freely. So trip to Ghana next, excuse me, have to adjust my glasses. Next Thanksgiving, November 20 through 28th. And the links to the trip are in this post. If you are on Instagram, the links will be in the bio to the trip. So we're talking about different parts of the country of Ghana, as well as the different locations and the different activities that we will be doing on this trip. So this is a history, heritage, and safari tour trip. So Ghana, that's the location of the trip. So as you can see, and as you can tell, maybe you can, maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't know this, Ghana is in West Africa. Yeah, and West Africa is just a tiny little place on the entire continent of Africa, right? So if you think about it, Africa is huge. I mean, the United States, China, Europe, I believe India, as well as some other places can fit on the entire continent, or in the entire continent of Africa. That's how huge it is. So West Africa is just a tiny little country. There are 54 countries in the continent of Africa. Africa is a very diverse place. There are many people groups there. And there's just no way for me to even go into it in one time. So, in one sitting. So there is a history on YouTube. I will be sharing that with you later, done by Zainab Badawi, and she narrated the history, the general history of Africa. It's like 20 videos long, and it's really awesome. It is really interesting, and it's based on UNESCO's general history of Africa. And if you want to learn about Africa, watch this series. It's awesome. It is on YouTube, and I will be sharing that with you. So back to Ghana. Little country, West Africa. It used to be known as the Gold Coast during colonization, when Britain, yes, they were a colony of Britain. that was the last colony, right? There were many before. There was the Portuguese that were there, then the French, Italian, they just changed hands. Africa as a continent was colonized, but it was conquered. So people moved all of the time. They moved around over hundreds of years. None of this stuff happened overnight. So the slave trade did not happen overnight. Okay. So, and there were many different people groups, many different things happening, many different civil wars amongst people, tribes, trade, environmental factors, which caused people to move constantly. So, the general history of Africa is told by the Africans themselves. So, Zainab Badawi. All right. So, we're here to talk about the Ashanti Kingdom. The Ashanti Kingdom is one of the places that we will be visiting on our Ghana tour. So, like I said, it's a history, heritage, and safari tours trip, plural. That means we'll be touring the entire country of Ghana as much as we can in 9 days. But we're going to several regions or select regions where there are UNESCO heritage sites, things that we as Americans just don't know about Africa, as African American, or Black Americans don't know about our history in the continent of Africa at all. We don't know we can't see past slavery because that's the only thing that we've ever known. And I think I talked about it last week that my grandmother is as far back as we can go, as far relative-wise that we know, at least modern relatives that we can remember. I mean, I don't remember her because I was a baby, but I have adult cousins older than me who remember her. She died in 1964 or 1966, and she was well over 100 years old, 125. No one knew how old she actually was, and she was born a slave, but she did live to see freedom. She did live through slavery, and she did live to have a family, buy property, and have property passed down to her children. But before that, we just don't know. But wouldn't you like to know? I certainly would like to know. I'd like to know a lot, about the people that I descend from. Now, the Ashanti Kingdom, one of the places where we'll be visiting. So, and that's just a silhouette of the country of Ghana. It's centrally located. The red part is the Ashanti Kingdom. It's believed that the people came from the eastern region. That state right there is considered the eastern region of Ghana. That's the modern name of the country. The country was established as a republic in 1957 by the first president, Kwame Nkrumah. It was actually the first country, African nation in the continent of Africa to become free from colonization, minus Ethiopia, because they were never colonized, but they were the first during the colonization times. So colonization was a thing as up until 1957. Isn't that something? So the Ashanti Kingdom, that's the Ashanti region here. Kumasi is the capital, and it's also nicknamed the Garden City. So it's located between the Lake Volta and the Gulf of Guinea. So let's see, that is just a picture of Lake Volta, a very beautiful lake. Very, very beautiful. There's also a dam there that was built by the assistance of the United States government when excuse me, I wish I had some water. When the then first president, Kwame Nkrumah, became president, he solicited help from the United States to help build a dam. And that dam is used for electricity and other things in the country of Ghana. So the Ashanti people are part of a larger ethnic group called the Akan people. And the Akan people are spread abroad like Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire. That's the term or the name of the country, the official country. Ivory Coast is Cote d'Ivoire today. So they were a French colony. And Kumasi is right there close to Ivory Coast. So the Akan people are from that area. So as you can see, these borders are not, these borders were, founded based on colonization. So the people themselves, they, they live where they live. So the major people groups are Twi and Fanti people. And it was established by the Kingdom of Ghana itself, was established by the first king, Osei Tutu I. He was the Asante, which means the premier king or emperor. It was founded in 1670, and he established the Kumasi, established Kumasi as the Ashanti capital back in 1680. But he established the Ashanti Kingdom in 1670. So, and this is just another map to show you the states, to show you the regions of Ghana. That's Ashanti and the Eastern region. And then there's the Volta region, but there's a like Volta is there between Eastern and Volta region. Now, some significant things that we will be doing that people do when they go visit the Ashanti Kingdom is they go see the palace, Manhia Palace Museum, and this palace of the Golden Stool. So the legend has it that the first Asante, Osei Tutu, legend has it, along with his chief minister, they came up with this tale that a golden stool descended from the heavens into the lap of Osei Tutu, making him the king of kings, or the premier king, because before that they were regional kings. So he designated himself as the Asante, and till this day, there is an Asante in Kumasi. And we will be visiting the palace. That is just a replica of the Golden Stool. It's not really the real Golden Stool. It's believed that the Golden Stool is the embodiment of the Ashanti people. I say Asante because that's what their name is, but some people say Ashanti is pronounced Ashanti, but it's really Asante. So they believe that the soul of the people are in that golden stool, and if anything ever happened to that golden stool, then the people would just go away. They would cease to exist. They would lose power. So to this day, there is a king. So as we go and tour the Ashanti Kingdom, that's just one of the kingdoms that we will be touring. We'll be visiting one of the craft villages where they make and weave the kente cloth. And the kente cloth is a cloth that literally doesn't rip or tear. I'm sure you've seen these fabrics and you've seen these patterns. It's famous. It was originally for the royalty, but there are less expensive fabrics that are used, and there are special design patterns that only the king can wear and no one else can wear. So this is one of the places that we will be visiting. We will be going to visit the villages, or the village where they weave this, and they also do a naming ceremony. And the significance of a naming ceremony is basically welcoming us African Americans. It's generally done for African Americans, Americans, to their community. And the Asante people, not just the Asante, but other peoples, they were given names, or like middle names, that corresponded to the day of the week that they were born. And we'll be given an Asante tribe name. And we'll be given scripts written on kente cloth and a certificate presented to us by the clan leaders, those who will be giving us our names. For those of you who come, will be really welcomed. Okay, now the kente weaving and historic sites, like I said, naming ceremony. There's also a place where they make palm wine. So we can also see where they tap and, make this palm wine, as well as some of the old Kente patterns. These are just some of the things that we'll be doing and things that you can see in the Ashanti region. It's a cultural, Kumasi is the cultural center of the Kumasi people. So, and I know it, I just had to do this. I just had to put something in there to address the types of hotels that we'll be staying in, because I know some of you have questions about the hotels. Okay, I got you. We'll be staying at while we're in the Kumasi, the Golden Tulip Hotel or something similar, because it's 12 months out, people. Anything can happen between now and then. Who knows? We might be able to say something about someplace even better or swankier. It's a 4-star hotel. It's in Kumasi. This is what the rooms look like. See? Regular rooms that you're used to. You and I are used to these rooms, these type of rooms. That's what, that's the front of the hotel. This is the dining area in the Golden Tulip. So you don't have to worry about accommodations. So for those of you who are just joining in or just tuning in, maybe you're on the replay. My name's Priscilla with Silla Travel, and I help you live the dream through travel. I'm a travel advisor, and I do experiential travel. I do cultural travel. I do heritage travel, safari, leisure travel, specializing in Africa. Also specializing in the Americas, plural, and the Caribbean, Mexico too. So that's how I help you live the dream through travel. I put together custom packages for you. I take care of all the details for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So we're looking at a picture of the dining area of the Golden Tulip Hotel in Kumasi City, where we'll be staying on our trip next year. This is just one of the hotels. This is where we're going to lay our heads when we get to Kumasi. So there are several things we'll be doing during this tour. This is a picture of the dining area, typical dining area. You've got your African or Kumasi type Ashanti design of the hotel. So now that we talked about that, I come back to this. Have you ever wanted to trace your ancestry? So this is really bringing me back to the why. What's my why for even wanting to do this? It might be the why for some of you, because like I said, I do many types of travel, but this trip is specifically a heritage, history, and safari tour. And this is a culture trip. It's a culture trip designed mostly for African Americans or people of African descent, Black people, people like me, people who want to know where we came from or get an idea of what our people were like before slavery, before the slave trade. Who were they? What did they look like? What did they live? Where did they live? How did they live? What did they eat? Were they tall? Were they short? All these types of things. Were their skin light, or were they medium skin, or were they dark skin? Did they like fish? Were they fat? Were they skinny? All these types of questions just run through my mind, and I'm sure it runs through other people's minds as well. So, like I said, last week I did my heritage through 23andMe, did a DNA test, and found that my heritage is mostly Nigerian, Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean, and Senegambian. So Nigerian first, because it's like 22.4%. Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean is 22.3%. So that's why I picked Ghana. Low-hanging fruit. So that's my broad ancestry composition. However, I ordered a ancestry test from African ancestry so I can trace my DNA back to an actual tribe or tribes, plural. Because once the people were carried away from from the continent and brought to the New World, they were pulled apart. They were separated. Their families were separated. Children separated from parents, mothers from daughters, fathers from sons. Everybody separated. People separated from their tribes. People who spoke the same language, they were purposefully separated because they didn't want them to be able to communicate and stage an uprising. And uprisings, they did perform. So that's something that was built into the system here in the United States. I can't speak for the Caribbean and South America, but here in the United States, that's how slavery, the institution of slavery, was done. You know, that's how it was performed. The people were separated. So we, as people of African heritage here in the United States, have lost that. You know, we've lost our history. We just don't know. So now is the perfect time to find that out. And now we have DNA, African ancestry. So there's a sale going on in case you would like to do your African ancestry. I believe the sale will be going off tomorrow. I will add a link as well to African ancestry in case you're interested in discovering your African roots. So there are quite a few stores who've done it. Such as Taraji P. Henson. She found out that she is Cameroonian, from Cameroon. Dave Chappelle. He did his. I forget where he's from. Samuel L. Jackson. I believe Erykah Badu did hers many years ago, but many stars have done theirs, and some have even went back to the country of origin, met with the tribe. So that's just something that's, you know, it's just a thing, you know, we just want to know. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I always learned about European history, Western civilization. Well, what about African civilization and African history? We didn't learn anything. So now we have an opportunity to do that. So here's the details on the trip. Experience Ghana History, Heritage, and Wildlife Safari Tours. It's 9 days, 8 nights, Saturday, November 20th, 2021 through Sunday, the 28th of November, 2021. And that's during the Thanksgiving holiday. And I did it that way because we generally here in the US have a hard time taking time off, you know, so our jobs expect us to take off during Thanksgiving. So, and it's not Christmas, so our jobs expect us to take off. So get on the list. Get on the VIP list. Space is limited because this is a cultural tour, and these groups are generally smaller to preserve the authentic feel. They're not these huge groups, you know, where you can go do like reunions and things like that for this type of trip. Although I do those, but this is not one of those. This is a cultural tour, and where you really want to be immersed in the history and environment of the people. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, Alyssa. Thank you, Alyssa. But basically, that's what this type of tour is. It is an immersion type tour. So those are the type of tours that I do. Those are the type of vacations that I do for people, where you want to be immersed in the culture. You want to be engaged with the people. You want to taste the taste. You want to smell the smells. You want to see the sights. You just want to be there. You don't want to be, you know, like a distant tourist. You want to be there. You want to be engaged. You want to go on for safari? You want to go on safari? That's another type tour. But yes, I will be planning that. That's something that I personally want to do. Yeah. So, hello. She's saying, hey, how you doing, Alyssa? Good to see you. So that's the trip. Let me click on the link here. Come on, let's work. Please work. Please work. Please work. Let's see if it's going to take me there. Is it going to take me? Let's see. Come on. I'm probably going to have to do this manually. So I'm just going to go to my website here because it's just taking too long. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share another, stop the share. And I'm just talking out loud here, you know, because it's like you get these tools and you're like, okay, how do I do this? So I have to talk. I have to say it as I'm doing it. So Uh-oh, website. What are you doing? This is a picture. It's the internet. Whoo, boy. So this is my website. Let me make it bigger so you can see it. Scylla Travel. That's www.scyllatravel.com. Hey, Alyssa. Yeah, I can't wait for this trip either. This is my website. You go there, you scroll, and you'll see how to work with me. And you'll see my picture and how to book a call with me. You just get on my calendar. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to just have a talk, a chat about vacations, trips, things like that. This is where you'll find a link to the trip. I clicked on that, and here's the trip page. Click the link to get on the VIP list. Get on the VIP list. We're just waiting right now to see when the flights are going to be available, because it's really too far out right now to get a flight. And I really want people to be able, as well as myself, to be able to cost this out. So it will be coming out, be released soon. However, you must be on the VIP list if you want to get first dibs at registering for the trip. Of course, you may register, but those who are on the VIP list, they're the ones who will get notified first, because I mentioned that space is limited. This is a cultural and heritage tour. We will be touring multiple places. It won't be one place. So the group is going to be smaller. So get on the VIP list so you will know. Yeah. Definitely want to do a safari trip. We will be doing safari, but it's a shorter safari. So this is like a starter safari. So here we go. This is, if you scroll, you'll see the various regions. These are just the highlights of the trip. We go to Accra. That is the main city, the capital city of Ghana. Then we'll be taking the safari, and that's in the northern region. We'll be going to Mole National Park, where we'll be actually going on safari. And there are many different types of safari, might I add, many different types of safari. So then we'll be going to the northern region to see some of the natural wonders like Kintampo waterfalls in Kintampo, and the Bono Eastern region. It's one of the most unspoiled by nature, one of the regions that's most unspoiled by nature. And I'm really a nature buff, I gotta tell you. Me personally, I love nature. I really do. I love nature. I love the great outdoors. I love wildlife. I just love God's creations in its natural splendor. And then we'll be going to the Ashanti Kingdom. Now, this is not in order. These are just the highlights. The Ashanti tours, and that's what I talked about today. The Ashanti tours in the Ashanti Kingdom. And then we'll go to the central tours. That is where the enslaved people were kept before they went through the door of no return to be sent off, to be shipped off to the New World. So it's various regions in the country. So there are various heritage and tourism assets that the country of Ghana has restored, kept up, and made available for people to see. And that's it. That's all I have for tonight. So if anybody's got any questions, hey, just let me know. Remember, if you're in the replay audience, #replay, I will get back to you. I went a little bit long on this, but I wanted to go over the Ashanti Kingdom. Going forward, I'll be doing snippets on this trip for the next couple of weeks. So you'll see announcements. If there is a webinar, you'll have to just stay tuned. Follow Scylla Travel. Go up and follow Scylla Travel and sign up for notices and notifications, and join the Facebook group. So there's a link in this post to join the Facebook group, because I may be doing a webinar with some of my supplier partners. So that's the only way I can do it, is do a webinar, just for a select group of people who are really, really interested in learning about Africa and learning about Ghana and having a discussion. You can ask questions. So make sure and look out. Join the group. You'll see it. The link is in this post. If you're on YouTube, the link is in the post, or what we call it, the description box. If you're on Instagram, go up to the top, hit the bio section, and you'll see a link to the group, and you'll see a link to the trip as well. Get on the list. Go. Get on the VIP list and get notified first. So this is Priscilla with Scylla Travel. And I just want to say one more thing. You deserve it. This, these trips, what I've learned right now is that from this whole coronavirus thing is, and we've missed vacations and I really miss them, is that, you only have one life to live, right? So yeah, we normally go to places where we, kick back and relax and, do a little partying or eat, and just lay down and lay around and stuff just to unwind. But what I've learned is that there's a whole world out there that I really want to see. And once the doors open and I'm able to travel, I'm going to be doing all the things that I have dreamed of doing. Okay. So, and going to Africa is one of them. So I want to learn all about it. There's so many things to do, so many different people. We've got leisure. We've got South Africa just reopened. They've got wine tours. Let's see, Zimbabwe, they're open in Botswana, where the safaris, there are some safaris there where, you can go to Lake Victoria. You can go to Tanzania, to the Serengeti National Park, see the great migration of the wildebeest that just migrate. They follow the weather patterns. There's just so much to see in Africa. And I intend to see it. So this is Priscilla with Scylla Travel signing off, hoping you have a great rest of your evening. And remember, live the dream. Bye-bye.